Hello, you guys. Welcome back to Happy Hour Live. I'm so happy to see you guys, and I'm happy to be back. It's been a really interesting time for everybody. School restarted, and we took a little bit of a break from our happy hours to, get going with that. For the first time ever, I'm sorry, I'm actually broadcasting on two devices so that I can also upload our happy hour to our YouTube channel. So that's why things look a little wonky. If I'm not looking right at the camera, that's why I'm kind of checking everybody out. Cheers. I'm so happy to see you guys. I have a lot to go over. Let me start by telling you what today's show is called. It's called Gardening and Good Advice. And I have a big gardening project that I've been doing, and I also have some letters to read. And if you haven't seen our show before, you might not know that we get these letters and then we give advice on the air. And I usually have someone else. It's usually Reagan here giving advice with me, but tonight it's just me. So I thought I'd do some gardening while I was at it. And what's really fun about the gardening project is you guys are going to get to see it over each one of our stations. I have 3 little things to do. And then I also have 3 letters to read. So, but before I start all that, I wanted to share with you guys how I came up with tonight's episode idea. As everybody knows, it's been a crazy time out there and it's super stressful. And I want to share something a little bit personal. I actually had an appointment with a specialist today, a rheumatologist. I've been on the path finding out what's going on with me. I tested positive for some autoimmune markers a while back, and it's a hard path to follow to figure those things out because it just costs so much energy. And you already have so little energy as it is when you have an autoimmune disorder. So I went to my specialist today, and she did give me a diagnosis of fibromyalgia. And as you guys know, or maybe you don't know, the key to managing fibromyalgia pain and stuff is stress. Stress really causes flare-ups. And so I was looking for something really chill and relaxed that I could do tonight that wouldn't put too much pressure on me. And I knew I had this gardening project, and it sounded like a nice moment. And so I went to Home Depot, and my point in telling you guys this story is because I know everybody needs a little stress relief in their life right now. And if you need it as well, I went to Home Depot and I walk into the gardening section. First of all, the weather is beautiful, just like crisp air on my cheeks. And it just felt so good. Second of all, there wasn't a soul in the gardening department other than the person who was working there. And there were 100 birds just chirping in the background. And I just walked up and down aisles of greenery and plants, and just like, it was like a sound bath of oxygen. I don't know how else to describe it, but it was really, really beautiful. And I highly recommend, if you're looking for something easy to release some stress, that you guys check out the gardening department at Home Depot on a, Thursday evening around 7:30, because it was absolutely blissful. So let me describe, today is Gardening and Good Advice, if you're just now joining us. My sweet Amy brought in some of these plants, and she took these clippings, and she had them in water, now they're in soil. And something you guys might not know about us is we use Kevin Murphy, and we're very much about like reusing, recycling. We're very environmentally friendly. And so I often will take things that we've used in the salon and try to repurpose them for decor. So I saved our bags. These bags are refill bags of Lightner, and we get Lightner probably every single week. So I saved them. We cleaned them out. I got my handy dandy potting soil from Home Depot and my cute little shove. And I'm going to pot these clippings into these bags, and then these bags are going to sit above each of our stations. And eventually, as they grow, I'm hoping they will just trail around and over the side of our little mirrors and look really, really beautiful. And in between, I'm going to read to you some letters I was sent, and we're going to give some good advice, gardening and good advice. So welcome, and let's get to it. First letter is from someone who calls themselves Swiping. Hello, I'm a 28-year-old single female and on 2 dating apps, one more traditional, Match, and the other, Bumble. My question is about Bumble, where the female has to message first. A couple of times I've matched with guys I know in real life, but acquaintances, not people I know extremely well. Both times I have not initiated the message, even though I have been interested. The match ends up expiring after 24 hours with no contact. There is such a thing as a courtesy swipe. When you swipe on someone, you know friends of friends just to be nice. I don't do it though. I guess my assumption is now they know I'm interested. Ideally, I would like them to reach out to me. Both times they have been a Facebook friend and or had my number already, so they have access to reach out to me. They can't through the app unless I message first. One time I genuinely did have it expire before I got a chance to message. Do you have any thoughts on whether I should reach out on the app or if the whole courtesy swipe is a legitimate thing? I guess I'm scared of rejection or that it's not genuine interest. This is so confusing. Signed, Swiping. That's our letter. If you guys don't know, we also give away prizes. And today, what I'm going to do is, if anybody wants to give advice or weigh in on one of our letters, I will add you. So I have a little button here that says, requests to be in your broadcast. Allow viewers to send you a request to join your broadcast, and you can add them at any point. So I'm clicking that now. If you request and I see that you have requested and I add you and you weigh in on one of my love letters, I'm going to give you a gift certificate for a pampered rest and relaxation facial with our esthetician, Amy, who just joined. Hi, Aim. And the reason I'm doing that is because, like I said earlier, tonight is all about stress relief. And Amy, I know that you don't know because you just joined, but I'm potting our plants. I hope that's okay. It's gardening and good advice. So if you would like to respond, there's a chance for up to 3 people to win because I have 3 letters here. If you'd like to respond to Swiping about her dating app problem or question, please request to join my broadcast and I will absolutely have you weigh in. Amy, do you want to weigh in? Sherry, do you want to weigh in? It's asking me if you want to weigh in. So I'm gonna dial Sherry in now. Let's see if she has anything to say about our dear friend Swiping. I've got plenty to say, but I want to see what someone else has to say first. Whoever comes on and offers advice will get a pampered rest and relaxation facial for free. Hi, Amy. Amy says she does not like Bumble. Why, Amy? Why don't you like Bumble? I feel like it's great that the girl can ask first, just like go in and, okay, Sherry is not answering. So I'm going to X her out of there. Let's see if anybody else is interested. Amy, Colette, I have Colette Cram on. Let's see if Colette wants to give our swiper any advice. Colette, if you get on here and give some advice, you get a free rest and relaxation facial. Amy's multitasking. She can't tonight. Okay. She doesn't want, Colette doesn't want to be on it. So I'll just keep watching. But I will tell you guys what I think about this first. If you're just now joining me, this girl who wrote in says that she met two guys on Bumble, and both of them she knew in real life, and neither of them reached out to her, even though she missed the window to swipe, like to message them. And she wants to know if she should reach out to them or if they should have reached out to her. And I have a plan to do while I'm answering this. So, all right, let me say this. I think that guys are sometimes clueless to what we want and or don't want to come across to as too crazy. They don't want to come across as too eager or freak anybody out or, you know, scare you away. So I think that oftentimes they do things that we don't really understand. I also think that they tend to either be, I'm not sure if it's that they're lazy or if it's that it just doesn't click. Like they don't really even think or consider the best, like how to get what they want or what women are expecting. Like you and I would look at that situation and say, hey, you have my number. We're friends online. Why didn't you reach out to me? And they might just say, oh, well, I just figured that it's an app for the women to reach out to me. And if you wanted to, you would have. And I didn't want to, you know. So my vote is, yeah, reach out to them. Definitely. Why the heck not? Like, go ahead. It's not going to hurt anything to send them a message and be like, hey, I saw you on Bumble. Didn't get a chance to message, but what's up? We're both looking for a date. Like, how's it going? Let's reconnect. I don't think that's going to hurt at all. With that being said, Amy, if it's someone like you who's looking for someone who's a real, like, go-getter, like, on top of things, you really want someone who's going to, like, chase you down, you have to accept the answers that men are giving you. These men are giving you the answer that they aren't necessarily those types of men. And in the long run, if you end up in a long-term relationship with one of these guys, that might be something that you have to come to understand. So I don't really know what I'm doing, by the way, Amy, on this project. If you're just joining us, I like to repurpose and reuse things a lot. So I have these old refill packets and I'm planting in them. Is this enough soil or do I need more? Like, do I put more? I think I need more. I'm going to go for a little more, but let's see. What do you guys have to say? Amy says, I don't like making the first move. I want to be wooed and boys are totally clueless. Yeah, I think that's true. Let's see if anybody wants to join. Nobody right now. Okay. I think my little thing that asks about joining, I think it gives me an option for everyone who's on. So if you want to join, please put a comment and let me know that you would like to join. I think this is better, right? This is better. The other thing is, why do you have a Bumble where you know that you have to be the first to interact if you don't want to be the first to interact, you know? I don't know. I think it's probably time for us to get a little bit more transparent, ladies. Cheers to that. Maybe just straight up don't do things we don't want to do. Say no when we aren't interested and even make pointed decisions based on what we ultimately want. I don't know. This is just me thinking out loud. You know, this is just gardening and good advice, but who the hell knows how good my advice is. But I think my little plants here are going to feel gardened with love by the time this is all over with. If you're just joining us, I am actually planting these little guys that Amy so lovingly clipped for us. And I'm also reading letters from people who want some advice. So here's number 1. I'm just going to stick him in there. Oh, hi, little guy. Let's give you some more soil. Our first letter was from someone who really wants a couple of guys to have messaged her or wanted to have messaged them, I guess, but she isn't sure if she should reach out to them now that the moment has passed. And I say, hey, go for it. We're all done playing games, right? I don't know how old you are, but I say at this point in life, we should just be doing whatever it is that we're most interested in doing, you know? Okay. I think that's good. Look at my little guy. Little guy number 1 is in. I can't wait until he's so big. He's like trailing over the side of our little mirrors. Aww. Should I pack it? Does anybody have any advice for me about this? Let me know. All right. 1 plant down and 1 letter down. All you guys really have to do to win the free rest and relaxation facial is chime in and tell me what you think about my little letters that I'm reading you and what kind of advice you would give these people via connecting to our broadcast. And I know that's a lot to ask because you're probably sitting home in your pajamas, but I don't care what you look like. I think you're gorgeous anyways. You should just join because you deserve a rest and relaxation facial. All right, what should we name this one? Preston or Presley? Does it look more like a Presley? All right. I dropped one of my little bags here. Okay. Here's my next plant. Before I do that, I should read the next letter. Okay. Letter number 2. I think these are all like online dating letters, by the way. I met a guy online and we exchanged really long messages. Should have been a clue. For 2 to 3 weeks before we met up, we have been dating for 3 months and I have been moving in the direction of a relationship. But something has started to get on my nerves and I don't know how to handle the situation because otherwise everything is fine. He does this thing people call mansplaining or notorious explaining, if you will. He works in science, so he is a really smart, knowledgeable guy who has a very scientific way of thinking. The problem is that he analyzes everything and feels the need to explain every single detail to me. I mean, if he asks me if I like the movie and I give an answer, he starts explaining the specifics of that particular scene and ends up discussing the economic problems of the 60s for half an hour. The problem is that sometimes I just want to hang out and talk about something without argument and analysis, just to talk about how dumb that actor looked in the movie or how great the music was, and then stop. But he can't stop explaining, and I don't have any more patience. He also sometimes explains things only women experience, and that is kind of infuriating. While I'm on my period and want ice cream, I don't need him to analyze the situation and give me a scientific explanation. Am I too picky or sensitive? And how can I possibly address this? Or should I just look for someone who's not so serious about every single thing? Signed, Mansplained. So just so you guys know, this is Gardening and Good Advice. We're reading letters from people. This letter was signed Mansplained, and it's about her boyfriend that she feels is constantly mansplaining or over-explaining every little detail of everything to her. And she wants to know if she is being silly or should she address it or should she just go find someone else? And if you're just now joining us, you'll know that you can win a complimentary rest and relaxation facial from our esthetician, Amy, if you join the conversation. Please just comment that you'd like to join and I will add you to the live and get your opinion. If you're just now joining us, let me explain that this guy, she says, is very scientific. And I think she even said that he works even maybe he works in science. He's really smart, knowledgeable guy who has a very scientific way of thinking. He analyzes everything and feels the need to explain every little detail to me. For example, they'll go to a movie, they'll discuss a particular scene, and then he will talk about, somehow it will lead to a conversation about the economic problems of the 60s. Anyway, she wants to know, should she let it go? Should she look for someone else? Like, what's the deal? If you're interested in joining, please let me know in the comments. Amy says, it sounds like they aren't connecting anymore. That's interesting. I'd be curious. I'd be curious to know if she enjoyed this type of situation when they were first getting to know each other. Like, I could totally imagine myself like being really into a guy who's just super smart and loving having conversations about all these things and like stuff like that. I wonder if that's how it started for them or not. I'll go ahead and say how I feel. I feel like what you're describing is not mansplaining. Mansplaining, from what I understand, and I could be wrong, you guys, so, maybe I'm wrong, but from what I understand, mansplaining is anytime someone is like over-explaining something that in a way that leads you to believe that you must not know because you're a woman. Does that make sense? Like, if you're talking about a boat and and you're talking about the propellers and you're having a disagreement or something, a conversation about something about that, and they feel the need to stop and make sure you understand what a propeller is. And do you see what I'm saying? Like, to me, that's what mansplaining is. And this sounds a lot more like a personality trait of his, something that is. I think that when you're dating someone, especially for a long-term relationship, it's wise to not try to really change them. I've learned a lot, even from my current relationship, about, I don't know, people are who they are, and you can't control that. And do you want to? Because if you fall in love with this person, you're in love with them. And do you want them to be different than who they are? You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody's perfect. Everybody's going to have things that are annoying. Maybe sometimes you don't want to overanalyze every little thing and you just want to chill. But I don't think he's mansplaining to you unless there's more to the situation that I'm not aware of. Sounds like he's just really into like analytical discussion and philosophical debate and learning and knowledge and like sharing. And some people love conversations that start out about a scene and end up about economics and in the 60s, you know what I mean? And if you're not one of those people, maybe, I don't know, if this is the beginning of the relationship, you're not in love with him and you're already questioning whether or not you should be with him, maybe you shouldn't change him. Maybe you should just go find someone else who's a little more of a match to you and what you like to do, because he's probably great and perfect for someone else just like you are. And I don't know, what if he was like, I don't know, I really like her, but like, I really like to have like deep philosophical like conversations, and it seems like she just wants to discuss surface, it could, that could totally go both ways. So I don't know, that's my opinion on that. And also, just like as a side note, I'm not sure like any of the details about like what your age is or anything like that. But if that's your biggest problem, like I think maybe your dating game is strong, girl. And you should just enjoy your life, because that's not such a bad thing. He's not like, I don't know, like an alcoholic. He doesn't not have a job. He's not like, I don't know, like, not that you should stay in relationships like that or like date people like that. But, there's a lot of people out there dating right now. So I think a lot of women come in contact with a lot of guys who I don't know, have different issues. But anyways, that's my opinion. I don't see what he's doing as mansplaining. Who else wants to know? All you have to do to win a free Pampered Rest and Relaxation facial is chime in on this conversation. And just send me a comment comment, I want to join, and I will literally click this button and join you to my live, and you could tell me what you think about this particular problem or whatever that we're talking about, and you will get a free facial. So let me know, y'all. So far, no one's done it. It's making me sad. And also I'm planting. If you're just joining us, it's called Gardening and Good Advice. I'm repurposing used items from the salon and planting. And I'm really excited because these little guys are going to go in. God, I hope I'm doing this right, man. These little guys are going to go in the salon area. So you'll get to come in and watch them and see them really grow. See how big they get. How exciting is that? I only have one more letter. I'm really taking it easy today on my reintroduction to the Facebook Live world and YouTube Live now. Because times have been hard, and like I talked about earlier, everything's kind of stressful, and I just needed to do something relaxing and chill. And you know what? The dirt, it smells freaking amazing. Like, I am loving this right now. And if you missed it at the beginning, I was saying that, like, even my trip to Home Depot to get this soil was freaking gorgeous. Like, I loved it. Loved it. So anyways, it was quiet. There was nobody else there. Emery's poking her head in. You want to come in and say hi? Come in. Say hello. Come over. You might want to come. Does it smell like soil a little bit? Come over to this side so you can see. Say hi. Pop your little face in here. Hi. Did you hear the story that I just read? The letter? You didn't? Okay, well, never mind. I was going to see if you had some advice, but that's okay. It's never mind. No, I already explained it to all the people online, and if I tell you, then they're going to have to listen to it all over again. That's okay. Anyway, say bye. Pop your little face in here and say bye. What is it? Come here. They can't see you. What is it?
So, it's come in. Loud, so,
come in.
I'm in.
Okay, there you go.
So, this girl had a boyfriend, and he would like explain every little thing to her.
Yes.
So the example was they went to the movies. They saw the scene. And,
come closer so they can see you.
And she just like says stuff about the characters, and he would just explain everything.
Mm-hmm. And it was getting on her nerves. What do you think about it? Is she being silly? Do you think she should talk to him about it, or do you think she should try to meet someone else? They've only been dating for a little bit of time.
Like how long?
I think she said 3 months.
Okay. Maybe that happened to me. I would just what were the options again?
Oh, I was going to ask him. Okay, see you. The options are endless. It could be anything. What in the world do you think she should do?
I think, well, if that happens, again, you could just say,
look at them and tell them.
You could just say that, you could just say that you could like talk to him a little bit about it, and just like tell him like he doesn't really have to explain everything to her.
That's a good idea.
Because she probably already knows, or she's just saying something about them.
Like she can maybe just be like, hey, I know you know a lot about this, but I'm really just interested in having a chill conversation tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's true. She doesn't have to make like a hard decision one way or the other. I think that's what you're saying. She can decide moment by moment, conversation by conversation, if she wants to have one of those like deep, long, hardcore conversations, or if she wants to just have something a little more lighthearted and free. Is that what you're saying?
Mm-hmm.
What a good idea. I love you so much. Okay.
Bye.
Say bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to Emery, you guys. That's Emery's advice. That's not bad advice, actually. I like that. Kind of tend to agree with that. I don't see the harm in just going conversation by conversation either. Okay, I have one more letter and one more plant, and nobody has joined my live. Like, I know that it's been a while, and y'all are probably mad at me for not being on the last few weeks, but I'm hurt, y'all. I'm hurt. No, it's fine. I'll be fine. Maybe I'll put out a thing in advance next time and be able to tell people what I want, and then someone might actually have time to be interested in joining, so I'm not hurt by it at all. Okay, last letter and last little plant. Hi. My boyfriend and I have been together for about 7 years now. Last year, we took a break for a few months and then decided to get back together. Ever since we've gotten back together, nothing has been the same. His behavior has changed. He no longer takes pictures together and posts them on social media, invites me out with his friends or family, or even just asks me to be his plus one. I believe he could be the one for me, and I really do love him. I just hate being so jealous when he goes out and doesn't ask me to go with him. I just like having to watch him share it all on social media, the fact that he's out with his friends. I feel like that's something I can't force him to do with me, and I understand that his friend's time is time for himself. But if he says he sees me in his life in the future, don't you think he'd bring me, his girlfriend of 7 years, to family dinners or friends outings? I'm really trying to understand why I get so jealous when he's around his friends and I don't get asked to come along. Signed, not invited. If you're just joining us, we are gardening and good advice-ing. This is our third letter and our third plant, our very last of the night. It's been a really chill night. I was looking for something really low-key, and I've been enjoying this a lot. This last letter is about someone who's been with her partner for 7 years, and they broke up briefly and probably disconnected on Facebook. I don't know. And she is feeling jealous because he no longer takes pictures with her, posts anything, doesn't invite her out, blah, 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 all that good stuff. And she wants to know what she should do. If this is your last chance, if you join this live right now and give some advice to this person, you will get a free Pampered Rest and Relaxation facial with my esthetician, Amy. All you have to do is comment that you want to join, and I will click the little button and add you. But in the meantime, while I'm waiting to see if someone wants to join, I'm going to comment too. Amy says, that's so sad. Hi, Christy. I think it's sad too, but I have some questions. How long have you been back together? Did you officially disconnect on Facebook? Like, did you literally go in and put that you're no longer in a relationship? Did his friends and family have to hear about the fact that you guys, do they know that you broke up? Were they involved in any of it? And then that takes me right back around to number one again, which was, how long have you been back together? Because if it's been like 2 weeks or a month that you've been back together, girl, just give it some time. But if y'all been back together for like 6 months by now and things aren't, and you're still not being invited out, you still haven't reconnected with his family, that's a problem. The Facebook pictures, I think that's silly. I think it's silly. Like, no one has to put up Facebook pictures. You don't have to be tagged by your boyfriend in your Facebook. You don't have to do anything. If you want to, great, do it. But I don't think you have to. Here goes plant number 3. We're repurposing our used refill packs to plant these little plants for our salon. So I'm excited about it. And we are doing gardening and good advice. So this is our last letter of the night. If you want to weigh in on this, just shoot me a comment at the bottom and say so, and I'll add you so that you can give your 2 cents. And then I'll give you a free facial with Amy. In the meantime, I want to know also what this girl means by his behavior has changed. If she's just talking about, she says, his behavior has changed. He no longer takes pictures together and posts them on social media, invites me out, or even asks me to be his +1. If you think that his behavior changing is all about the fact that he's not posting about you on his social media anymore, then yeah, I think that's kind of silly because you have 7 years worth of history. Who cares if he's not posting about you on social media? I mean, with that being said, why are you worried about it? Do you think that he's seeing someone else and that he doesn't want them to see that y'all are back together on social media? Is there something more to this story that I don't know about? I would be more upset if I had a 7-year-long relationship with his family and he didn't want to include me anymore on family stuff, especially if y'all been back together for a while. I'd be like, yo, it's time for me to reconnect with your family because, I don't know, family is really important. That's my 2 cents. I wouldn't worry so much about the Facebook or social media thing or whatever. But I'd be more worried about the family thing. And also I'd probably be kind of sad if he didn't invite me out because, and you know what? I forgot to ask about more importantly, probably, what did y'all break up for? What in the world made y'all break up after 7 years? And how has that changed? That's probably the better question. And, or did all that change and get better? Whatever it was, because it had to have been something big enough to make you split after 7 years. If something huge turned around in your relationship and you're worried about like your picture being posted on social media, I don't know. Maybe it's not, maybe you're not looking at a big enough picture. I don't know. So long story short, I think to answer this question correctly, I would really need a little bit more information. So that's what I've got. If anybody wants to weigh in with some advice on any of the letters I've read, I really want to know what you think. Either put it in the comments or request to join. If you put a comment that you want to join me on my live, I will add you and I will hear what you have to say about these people, and then I will give you a free facial. If you missed some of the letters, I mean, this one's signed not invited, from a girl who's sad that she's not included in pictures on her boyfriend of 7 years Facebook page. And we also had a question about the courtesy swipe. One girl wanted to know if the courtesy swipe on the online dating apps is a thing. And then we had one. What was the third one, guys? Oh, the other one was about a girl who was dating someone extremely analytical, very scientific. He works in science, and he felt the need to explain a lot of things. And he would take simple conversations about a movie, and next thing they know, they would be talking about the economics of the 60s. And she felt like what he was doing was mansplaining, and she wanted to know if she should say something to him or if she should just try to find someone else with a different personality, basically. So if you want to weigh in on any of those situations, I would be happy to read and or add you to the call. Guys, this is our last plant. Okay, let me show you what we've done so far. I got these little guys. They're going to go on top of our mirrors in the salon. I'm super excited about it. And this is our third one, and he's about to go in right now. And Amy was sweet enough, our esthetician, to clip these for us. And yeah, so I'm just doing the planting. And I specifically chose this activity tonight because I really wanted something that was going to be chill and easy peasy and free and I don't know, I don't know. I just needed something chill. Who else just needs like some positivity and some chillness in their life right now? And what's everybody else up to? How's school going? How's your life? What's happening with everybody? I've been enjoying touching base with my little clients when they come in to see me, but I'm missing everybody who can't get in to the salon for sure. Also, who knows if they're doing karaoke tonight? I had no idea. I wasn't planning on going tonight, but I think I went last week and it was so much fun. It really was. All right. So here's our last little guy. That's it. Should I water them now? I'm going to go with yes on that. Let me take off my little gardening gloves. Okay, so some things to share. We are still taking clients. We are still doing personal shopping appointments. We are open Tuesday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. We love and miss our clients who we haven't seen. We know that everyone is doing what's best for them right now. We love, support, and appreciate everyone during this time. We do have some online options available. We have online shopping. And all you need to do is go to www.oohla, OOHLA, hot, HAUTE, exchange, EXCHANGE.com and click the online boutique tab. If you didn't know, you can also purchase your salon products online now by visiting www.pommespa.com and selecting the product store tab. This has been our reintroduction to Happy Hour Live with Heather tonight. I made it a super chill one on purpose because it's a rough time with schooling and working and pandemicking and all that good stuff. And, you know, my, the love of my life, my partner in life, Jeremy, is back at work now. And so I have a little bit less support in that area with the kids. So, just like easing back in, but I'm really excited to do some fun things, some shopping events, having some guests, doing our giveaways. I did a giveaway today, but nobody won anything. Nobody wanted to join me, but that's okay. I didn't pre-plan. I didn't pre-announce. I didn't give any extra information. So maybe next week. Until then, this has been Gardening and Good Advice on Happy Hour Live with Heather. Cheers. I hope you guys have the most beautiful night.